Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, great.
You can hear me okay?
Yeah, fine.
Are we using the same microphone?
Possibly, yeah.
The Shure won't let us down.
I use it for my recordings in my home studio. We did a big test on different microphones. I always used a Neumann over the years, and I've had great results, but they're very sensitive and easy to break, and they do need to be serviced regularly. And I looked into this microphone. I used it once, and then I hired it for some recording, and we liked it. So we thought, you know what, we'll buy our own. And we bought it, and I use it for everything now. I have 2 radio shows, and I've made, I think, 3 albums with it as well. So it's worked really, really well. And just when I think, oh, maybe I should try the old Neumann or go back to, then I use this, and it's like, no, it's fine. It's everything I needed to do. Soft, loud, podcast, interviews, everything I needed to do. So it's been really good. And you know what? It's not easy to break.
Yeah.
Just get shifted around, not bumped, banged, covered up. It's not easy to break. And I think that's a great thing about tools. It feels like a proper tool. And I hate things that are flimsy or sensitive and things like this, easy to break. I can't keep anything nice. So if I spent the money, you know, if I dropped a few grand on a nice vintage Neumann, it's just like I can just almost say with certainty, day 3, I will have dropped that Neumann on the floor, have a big dent in it, and need a new valve.
Yeah. You know, I got these Shure ears, and years ago I was in the radio, and I was talking to a guy, and I was like, I had a microphone back then, but I wasn't happy with it. It had a lot of hair, you know, going in and stuff. And I was like, I don't care how much it costs. I need a good microphone that I can record stuff at home. And he was like, well, try the Shure SM7B, and that's like a war tank. And I was like, I got it, and I haven't looked back ever since. I got the other 2 microphones somewhere in there, and that's it. Best thing ever. Best investment.
It's screaming to whispering.
Yeah.
Everything I need in this, it's good. You know, I'm sure I could, if I bothered to look at the instructions again and learn the settings, I could probably get it to sound even better, but it works. I plug it in, it works. Well, that's it.
Yeah, don't need anything else. And, you know, before we talk about the X-Factor tour that you're going to do, you're playing Portugal on October 24th. First of all, how's your heart? All good with it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so lucky, really. With heart disease, it's one of those things, it creeps up on you, and you just feel a bit out of breath here, and things are a bit more of a struggle there, and don't really start thinking too much about it, but it adds up over time. And suddenly you're having a heart attack. It's like, well, how did this happen? You've got heart disease. I'm in the main thing at the hospital. I've just got in. They put you in this amazing room where they can x-ray you and look at all these things while other people are in the room and everything, and look at all. And they're looking at it and go, no, it's not stents. It's going to need surgery. Yeah. And I'm going, okay. No, we can't do anything for you here. Put you out on the ward. You wait for the surgeon. So that was it. And I had a quadruple bypass, and I've made a good recovery. I had a little hiccup in my recovery because when I got well enough to exercise and it was safe to exercise, I had a knee injury. And that really, it put me back like, you know, about 5 months really. But yeah, apart from that, I've got my strength back now, and I've made a good recovery. They discovered that I did have an abnormal heart in the left side was smaller, and somehow the way it was, it wasn't working the best. And so the right side had been taking up the strain, and they said with the new plumbing, I might feel an advantage, and I do. I feel like I've got compared to what I was before, you know, I've got a lot more energy. The worst part about it for me is the diet.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the weight off. I managed to lose a lot of weight with changing my habits and no exercise at all. I managed to lose 30 pounds with no exercise, just by eating sensible and the way that I should have been. Eating. Bad habits creep back, so I'm having to try again with that. But that's about it. I stopped drinking a while ago, and it was difficult in the beginning, but gradually, you know, it's less and less of a challenge over the years, and it's all right. And the diet, to try and stay healthy, it's much tougher to give up chocolate, sugar, biscuit, donuts, sausage rolls, pies. It's much tougher to give up that than give up booze. You know, I wasn't a raging alcoholic, but you know, with my mental health, I'm going to stop drinking because I've drank enough. I'm old enough now. I don't really need another drink. But then to stop eating pies and all these things and I start I feel great now. My knees feel better. Everything feels better now. I've lost all this weight, and then bit by bit, I just have that little treat. I just have it. And then like, my God, I look just like I'm going to have a heart attack. No. That's the worst thing is a diet, man. It's tough. And the food industry and big pharma are absolutely complicit in making us fat and giving us heart disease and strokes. Absolutely. They can sue me, please. Empty, because it's absolutely true. The healthiest time in the UK was in World War II, when people had to have rations. So there wasn't much food, and they were giving us the healthiest, the less heart attacks, strokes, less illness, less obesity, less everything. And then when we had, and this is the worst thing, they say, the best thing since sliced bread is an expression. Sliced bread is the worst thing. Bread made in a factory is one of the absolute worst things for our health. And they told us, it's the best thing. It's like, no, it's the worst thing. Bread should be made by bakers early in the morning, not in a factory. Anyway, that's me. I had a heart attack, and I feel partly it's their fault. So I'm not all to blame. I didn't know white bread was poisonous.
Yeah, I had a heart attack in 2020, and fortunately,
you know.
Yeah, I know. And fortunately for me, it was just a stent that was needed, but I have enough damage on the left side that the heart is just like working 46% or something like that on that side. Yeah. So, as you said, the diet is fucking tough. You know, I have a sweet tooth, and
you're not the only one. Well, look at me, sweet tooth. Of course I've got a sweet tooth. It's almost like the back. They go, well, give the heart attacks to the people who are going to find the diet tough enough because we fed them on chocolate and cookies and sweets all the year. Of course you've got a sweet tooth. Of course. Totally makes sense.
Yeah. And well, we're here, we're alive, and that's what matters at the moment anyway. And, you know, let's go to the tour that you're going to do, and 30 years of X-Factor. How do you look back at that record now? I know in the beginning, you know, obviously there was a change in Maiden, you know, because you became the new singer. But now looking at it, it's a pretty great record that back then I remember did get the recognition it deserved because people, they just don't like change anyway. But now looking at it, so many great songs on that record, so many. And how do you look at it now, 30 years after recording it initially?
I think you've got to look at the emotional side of this thing. I knew before I joined Iron Maiden what it meant, and Paul Di'Anno didn't know that, and Bruce Dickinson didn't know that, but I did know. It was just like Kiss or any big band. Everybody that's a hardcore fan knows every member that has ever been in Iron Maiden or Kiss of those bands. It's that kind of band. So I knew going into it that you would never, there's not like being in Iron Maiden and then not being in Iron Maiden. There's being in Iron Maiden and then a part of Iron Maiden that used to be involved. That's how it is. We're fans. That's how we are. We're invested in these things. So I knew that. When we started, Steve Harris said to me, there is no music written for the album. We're going to make the album together. I don't care who writes the music, the lyrics, anything, as long as it's fucking great. And you've probably seen some of these ridiculous things where people say the X-Factor was written, just like Back in Black. A lot of the songs were written before Brian Johnson joined.
Yeah.
But here I am telling you the truth. Put the detector software on me for the lies. No music was written before I joined. So it was what happened from the start of that process going through that became the X Factor. I think I had 6 ideas or something like that. And Steve Harris came up with some fantastic things and we worked together on things. And Yannick and I wrote a lot together. I didn't have the opportunity to write with Dave Murray on the X Factor, which I wanted to, but that's just the way it worked out, And it was a different thing. Everybody in the band was going through changes in their life, big changes. So Steve was going through, I think he'd be okay with me saying, some turmoil in his life. His circumstances were changing. Things that, in a positive way, were happening to Yannick. Everybody was going through it. For me, I was going through this big experience of I was losing, I felt, Wolfsbane, with things that just stopped for us. And I joined a new band and it was a creative high for me to work with new people and explore new things. Incredible experience, but also a great deal of sadness. Missing my friends and the old band and the way things went. It was horrible. So there was all of this emotional turmoil going on. And from that, it became the X Factor. And there was a darkness about the album. Yeah. And a lot of the music was very introspective, asking questions about your existence and your relationship to God, and is there a God? And what do you mean and I think this was very different in so many ways from the 2 previous Maiden albums. So No Prayer for the Dying and Fear of the Dark. You take X Factor and it's a different direction, man. Yeah. You know what? You've turned a corner. You're walking in a different direction. This music is something else. Of course it's Maiden. It can't not be when you've got all those people together and these great writers and musicians and their sounds, but you're going in a different direction. So you're entering, not knowingly, but just naturally through that emotion and what's happening in people's lives. You're entering this progressive era, and that's how it went. So, of course, nobody wants their favourite singer to leave their favourite band. I was lucky with AC/DC that when I started listening to AC/DC, Brian Johnson was the first voice I heard. And then I went back to Bon Scott. Of course, I love them both. But I understand, because for me, I love the Ronnie James Dio era of Black Sabbath. Yeah. I love those Sabbath albums with Ronnie. I love the Ozzy era, but the one that invested me in metal is Ronnie James Dio, because I came to that through Rainbow. Yeah. And down that road, and Holy Diver before. So for fans not to like me, at the time, hardcore fans that have lived with Paul, the legend that is Paul Di'Anno, and some of the music on those Di'Anno albums, where the voice and the music go together, it's just, you can't imagine it being any other way. Yeah. You think, it's perfect. He's gutsy, raw delivery, and things. You feel the emotion and roughness in it. You can't imagine. You could not possibly imagine the difference between Paul Di'Anno and Bruce Dickinson. And there were so many fans that hated Bruce, hated him. And it was the same for me. So I expected it in a way. I remember being on stage once, and, there were some very vocal fans, and they held a banner up saying, "Bring back Bruce." Seeming to have forgot that Bruce actually left Maiden. He wasn't sacked or fired or nothing. Bruce said, "I want to leave." And they said, as if, and some fans, this is crazy. I understand it, but this is absolutely crazy. Blamed me for Bruce leaving. What have I got to do with it? He just left. He left. He didn't want to be here anymore. I do. I love it. I love being here. I absolutely love being here. I love being in Iron Maiden. I love this music. I was a fan of the band before. I love being it. So how is it my fault? So all of that was happening at the time. But here we go now. 30 years on. There are loyal fans of Iron Maiden that never saw me, that didn't even know about me. People that have listened to the X Factor and gone, doesn't Bruce sound different on this? And that's where we are now. And a lot of those people from 30 years ago hated me. Some of them are dead, which is very good which I'm glad about, to be honest. Some of them are dead, and some of them are so old and doddery that they can't even keep up with the typing on the forum. They're answering a comment from 4 days ago, not 4 minutes ago. So really, no, it's a different world. Occasionally, you'll get a hater that's still alive and can type. And I go, people go onto my social media and say all sorts of terrible, horrible things about me. And, I just pity them, really. I think, is that the best that you could come up with? If you're going to insult me, make it funny or smart or something that's worth reading, because you're going onto my forum to slag me off to my fans that actually understand me and support me. And you're doing, what possible value can that have? At all. It's just, you're showing that you're absolutely demented, and right, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but you're showing you're dumber than me because you can't even think of anything funny to say. So looking back now, here's the thing, a whole different generation of fans look back, and the old fans, some of the diehard Maiden fans go, it's so long till the next Maiden album, Is there anything I've got that I haven't listened to? Oh, no, the X Factor. Virtual 11. I'll have to listen to them. It's the only thing I've got. And they'll go back and listen to it without the prejudice, because now Bruce is back, it's all going well. And they'll go, bloody hell, how did I miss this?
Yeah.
How did I miss some great music, great melodies, some wonderful lyrics? How did I miss this? You know, when you compare it to No Prayer for the Dying and Fear of the Dark, and then you get the X Factor and you didn't bother listening, and you're going back and go, wow, it's just so much, it's rich in the music that it has. So for me to go back those 30 years, here's the thing. I learned to sing again. I found another third of my voice during the writing and recording of the X Factor, because Steve Harris kept pushing me. No, try it like this. No, try it like this. Try it there. I'm going, well, I've never used that part of my voice. He goes, try it. I know it's there. And I did. And now, 30 years later, I have a voice that it doesn't matter if you like it or not. I have a voice that I can use as an instrument so much more effectively because I know my voice, and I have an extra third of it that I had from comparing before I was lucky enough to be a part of Maiden. So, and I've done all these years of live gigs, and I've recorded 11 of my own albums, studio albums, and 3 more albums with Wolf Spain. I have so much more experience that when I look back at the X Factor, I go, you know what? It almost sounds like a boy singing those songs. And now here I am, a man that's been through all sorts of stuff, and I'm lucky I've survived and got through it, and I have the voice I have. So I feel, you know what? These songs have a new life. Yeah. It's like seeing old friends and going, wow, man, you're looking good. You lost weight. You got new clothes. Life is good for you. You know, you got a great partner, you're happy, you're so, wow. I would never have thought this about you when you were an alcoholic, drug addict, homeless person in the street. But no, you look good now. And that's what it's like. You get the old songs, you go, oh, I remember when I wrote this lyric. Oh, and I listen as I'm learning the songs again, listen to them and going, wow, I've got so much more power in that little part of my voice. And so when I do look for the truth, as we're rehearsing, look for the truth, I thought I did it pretty well. Back then, I did my best, of course. Now I do look for the truth, and I'm like, oh, actually, all my dark dreams drift like smoke in the breeze. The feet and the drums have to follow me, and I'm taking my time, and it's a whole world in my mind and with Edge of Darkness as well. What I wanted was a mission, and then here I am, the knife in my hand, and now I understand why the genius must die. Now I had different control than I had. So. But the lyrics are the same, the melody's the same, but somehow this other part of me, with these 30 years later, this experience, the man that has survived, is looking at that man and saying, I'll take it now. I'll take it. I'll show you this. It's like the book and the movie. So the record of the X Factor is the book. You've got lots on it. Coming to see Blaze Bayley live playing the X Factor is the movie. Yeah. It's about 2 hours long, and it's packed with everything.
Yeah. And you're going to play the album from start to finish. I remember I saw you guys I saw you guys in Portugal on that tour. You guys were My Dying Bride were supporting you guys on that European, at least on the European part of the tour, and you played 5-6 songs from the album. So there are songs there that actually never been played live by Maiden at all.
Yeah, yeah, and they never will be.
Yeah.
And that is something which it is a blessing and a curse, because people will have high expectations of songs that they're hearing for the first time, but also the blessing is that they're hearing for the first time live, and it's my version. You're coming to see me doing my version and my interpretation of these songs, and that's how I do things. The album, the record is like the book, and live is like the movie. So don't come to the show expecting me to do a faithful representation of the X Factor. You have that. You have it at home. You have it on your record player. You have the CD. Yeah, you have the album. You have that. You can listen to it anytime. So what you're doing when you come to see Blaze Bayley live performing the X Factor, you're coming then to experience the X Factor. You're coming then to be with other people that love that album, love those songs, and will sing and scream and don't care what anybody thinks, because at the Blaze Bayley concert, there's no judgment. We're all there to scream and sing and just go, you know what? We don't care what anybody else thinks. We love the X Factor. So forget you if you don't like it. All right? That's what it's about. And the few songs when I've occasionally done, man, you just can't believe the reaction. Yeah. You cannot believe it. When we've secretly slipped one into the set and we've got, let's surprise people with this because we've rehearsed it. Or maybe this is good enough to play tonight. Let's fit it in. Wow, you just can't believe it. The reaction is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So my biggest hope for the X Factor 30th anniversary tour is to go, right, fans who never had a chance to listen to any of these songs live before, feel good and feel the energy and feel the passion that I have about them, and they come to life. And people that were there back in the day and go, you know what? It's just as good as it was back then, and some bits are better. And what's really great for me, if the ones that Maiden never played live, if we make a lot of mistakes on those, people aren't going to notice as much. And they can't judge me against Maiden because I go, well, you don't know that Maiden wouldn't have made the same mistakes because they never played them. So at least I'd play it. Even if it was mistakes, I played it. I think it's going to be good. We're not. Yeah. It's a lot of work, but it's a huge amount of work because it's a lot of respect for fans. Yeah. It's my life is my fans. I can't be a professional heavy metal singer without my fans. I live my dream of being a songwriter and having my own tiny record company, producing my own albums and everything. I live that. I'm able to do that because of my fans. They enable me. It's their fault that I'm able to be a singer. Yeah. So that's a huge part of it. So for me, it's right. My fans that support me, that deserve my best, I have to bring these songs to life. Yeah. They have to live for my fans. So that's the main thing. So I'm so looking forward to coming to Portugal. It's just incredible for me to come back, especially with such a big show as this. And there's no pyros or big flashing lights or anything. you come to see Blaze Bayley, it's 100% about the music. We're 100% live, no computers, no laptops, nothing like that. It's just the music. And it's not coming to watch Blaze Bayley. It's coming to be with me and the band and be part of something. All of us affect the way those songs sound. All of us, everybody in the room, everybody in the venue affects the way that those songs are performed. And when we all come together in that venue with these old songs that so many of us know so well and love, it's going to be something very special, I think.
Yeah. And, the album is like 75 minutes, almost 80 minutes, close to that. How are you going to feel the rest of the show? I know there's a couple of B-sides.
Yeah, planning to do all the B-sides, because the thing is that we discussed it when right at the very start of the record. We're not writing B-sides. Well, every song that we're putting energy into, that we're taking our time to perform, then that's got to be worthy of being on the album. If something feels like, oh, it's not working, where some people may say, oh, it might be good enough for a B-side. No, it has to be good enough for the album. It's no point in saying, oh, that'll just be. No, every song has to try and get there. So those 3 songs were never intended to be B-sides. What happened was there were a lot of technical difficulties in the studio, and literally time ran out for those songs. That was it. It's like, you know what? The tour is booked. Everything's booked. It's already over 70 minutes. That's it, man. We just can't do it. That is now the album. These are the songs for the album. And those 3 were like, okay, well, we couldn't use them. You always need different songs for Japan. Okay, that's what we'll do. But they weren't written as B-sides. Yeah. So they're really powerful, and there's some great bits of music in there, and we're very, very excited about it. Those are my biggest fear, the 3 B-sides. That's it. But I think, you know what? Some fans, huge fans, have got everything ever by Maiden. And some fans have just got maybe 1 or 2 tracks of those. So I'm hoping to do the whole lot. We've got final rehearsals to make a judgment on this in a week's time. And we'll see how it goes. But so far, it's feeling really, really good.
Cool. And Blaze, to wrap it up, which is the song you're the most proud of on X-Factor?
It's such a challenging question. I suppose Aftermath. It's got to be Aftermath or Look for the Truth. Look for the Truth is deeply personal. It's about lying to yourself and your mental health and facing your past and taking responsibility for what's made you how you are, but not accepting it. Take responsibility. Yeah, all right, I've done this. It's not good. But look, battle that guilt and shame and try to move on and try to look forward and keep moving forward the best you can. So Look for the Truth is a big song. But Aftermath, I feel, is just one of my best lyric melody combinations. You know, in the fields of futile war, and toys of death are spitting lead, where boys that were as soldiers bled. War horse and war machine, curse the name of liberty, marching on as if they should mix in the dirt our brother's blood in. It's just a huge, huge. And, you know, to be there in the room, in the studio, in the writing with Yannick Gers and Steve Harris playing the bass line to a song that you've, a lyric and a melody, it's just incredible. Incredible. For somebody like me, You know, what's the number one job in the world as a heavy metal singer? Singing for Iron Maiden. It's the number one. I've been to the top. I got the top job in the world. It's bigger than Elon Musk, man. If Elon Musk wants to be the first man on Mars, I've been there, baby. I've been the singer of Iron Maiden, and I'm proud of it. And that's it. It's the number one job. It's something I'll always cherish.
Yeah.
And so many of those songs have double meanings, and I don't mean like they have an alternate meaning. What I mean is they work on two levels. So there's a level that you hear and sing along with, and then there's a level that you think about and go, oh, actually, yeah, this lyric's a little bit deeper. That it has, they nearly all have that extra level, like, oh yeah, sing along, it's about this, and then you get a bit deeper and you go, oh, actually, yeah, this is a lot about what's happening to people in their hearts, in their minds, and the challenges that they face, the questions they ask about their own life, their own existence, and things being very, very tough and difficult. So it's a huge album. It's huge, and the songs are big, and we're going to do our best to make those songs come to life.
Yeah. Blaze, thank you very much for your time. This album is finally getting the recognition it deserves by being played in its entirety, in my opinion. You know, I loved the album when it came out. I'll be honest, I'm all for change. And as you said, happened with Dream Theater when Mike Portnoy decided to leave. Fans were angry, and I just told them, like, he decided to leave. I mean, it's not he left. Bruce decided to leave. Now we have Blaze. Let's embrace it, enjoy it. And for me, it's so, I mean, we always have a favorite era of a band like Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and stuff. We can be here for hours talking about that. But decisions were made. We have to embrace them, the changes. And, you know, we'll be much happier if you just accept things as the way they are, you know, instead of fighting it.
Music. It's music. It's emotion. We're supposed to feel emotional. Yeah. It is emotion. Music is emotion. It's my whole life is finding the emotion. So, of course, if you don't feel emotional about it, did you ever really like the band? We're like another level. As music fans, metal fans, rock fans, real fans are another level, because there are some people out there that don't have a favorite artist. They don't even have a favorite singer. It's like, what? Music's my whole life. It's my whole life. And you don't even care what's on the radio. You don't even have music that pisses you off, let alone music that you like. So how can you live like that? It's like they're from another planet that exists alongside us. Hang on, we're music fans that will argue about a small lyric on a B-side from Megadeth, and they haven't even got they don't even know who Taylor Swift is. It's unbelievable to me. We live in a different level, man. Yeah. We are the best and most intelligent people are music fans, hardcore music. We live with music. It's in us, it's part of us. It doesn't matter what that music is. But of course, the best music is heavy metal.
Yeah, it is. On that note, Blaze, thank you very much. October 24th, Lisbon, RCA Club. Man. It's going to be amazing. All the best. And, see you in October. All right.
Okay, please go to blazebayley.net and join my mailing list to find out all about me and get free stuff. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. See you.
Very much.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.